So that's amazing. I just do something to lose weight and gain it back again. It's like, no, it's like insanity. I've been insane for the last, like, gosh, I've been trying to lose weight for the last 7 years, 8 years. Like, enough. You know, I had to like do something different. It's so sad. You know, it's like, why? Why are you gonna do that to yourself? Like, no. No. I thought I wasn't gonna cry. Hi there. If you don't know me, my name is Di, and 100 days today, I embarked in an amazing journey that I am so thankful that I started just 100 days ago. So today is 12/20/2020, and on September 12th, I decided to do something about my weight and my life, and just get a hold of my health because things were not looking good. I was very unhappy. I was very depressed. I was extremely unhealthy in terms of what I was eating. And in July, I got some blood work done that just really scared me. My dad passed away when I was 10 years old, and he was only 42. I'm 37. So that's like 5 years from now. And he had a heart attack. He was very unhealthy. He didn't eat well. His cholesterol was horrible, you know. So it's like, I kind of had like in July, when I got those results, it was kind of like a wake up call. It's like, that you're 37. These are bad results. And if you want to live a long life, you need to make a change now. And now wasn't now in July, it was in September. Then I was like, this is it, I'm making a change now. I did have like the whole, like, what do I do, you know. I have tried ACG diet, which, you know, this channel has a lot of videos of that past life of mine that I don't suggest anybody doing that. I don't regret doing it, but now that I know better, I will never do that again. but yeah, so I did that for about 3 years, I think. Then, well, I mean, in the past I've tried also Weight Watchers. I've tried the apple diet, the egg diet, the every diet. I tried keto. I did keto. Then like 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I tried raw vegan, which it was just nice because it was really fresh. But the raw part of it, I finally realized that it's like, no. And then but then I went back to, you know, eating the SAD diet, the standard American diet. And but not even that. It was just like more eating out, more like, you know, Popeyes and McDonald's and Domino's and, oh, you know, you name it. That was like my diet. And then this year, well, last year, I did, I really remembered how good I felt doing, you know, whole food plant-based in the raw diet. So I found a nutritionist that I'm really grateful that I found her, because he really taught me the essentials of eating a whole food plant-based diet. And I did her program for 8 weeks, and I lost a lot of weight. However, her program at that time, I think she's modified it now, but at that time it was what they called SOS free, no salt, no oil, no sugar. So it was very, very clean, very, you know, just vegetables and potatoes, nothing else, no salt, no sauces, no nothing. And while I loved eating, you know, obviously delicious vegetables, it wasn't sustainable. And and every day I was like, oh, I can add this, and then I stopped eating vegan. And so this year, again, at the beginning of 2020, I just started to eat. I'm like, I remember how good I felt. So I started eating a little bit more whole food plant-based with a little more like things added to it. But I wasn't in it. And then 2020 happens, and then we started, you know, we couldn't go anywhere, but we started getting a lot of takeout, and my weight got almost to the highest that it's ever been. So my highest weight I ever was 236 pounds. And I want to say that was in like 2016, 17. Was it? I don't remember when that was, but it was, I remember that it was 235.6. Vividly remember that number. But this July and August, I reached my almost highest, and I saw the scale and I was at 233.8, and I was like, that's like few numbers away from your highest ever. And then with the combined with the blood work, combined with like how I was feeling, I was just like, that's enough. You're not gonna go higher to that highest weight. That for me was like, you can't pass this number, and I was about to pass it, and I was like, gotta do something. And I had, you know, I remember how much I loved eating whole food plant-based, and I talked to a few friends of mine that had done some fasting in the past. Some had done a few days fasting, and another one had done alternate day fasting, and I just started researching it, and I'm like, there's so many benefits to fasting, and I'm very determined. When I do something, I'm gonna do it. And I kind of like that aspect of it. I was like, huh. Plus, also, because I was gonna eat vegan, my husband doesn't eat vegan, and so I had to cook for myself. And the fact that in ADF you have to eat every other day, that means cooking less. I was like, I like that. So I decided to just do it, and I wanted to record it. And I remember my phone was broken; it was cracked. And it could have been like, oh, well, you know, I'll start when I get my phone fixed next month. And I was like, no. I was like, no, I don't care. And the first, I don't know if you see my first like week, what I eat in a week videos, it's kind of like fuzzy or blur, or like, not fuzzy, but like whitish. It's because my camera was broken. But I was like, this is stupid. You're going to do it. You're going to start now. And I did. And so on September 12th, 2020, I started my journey of eating vegan and whole food plant-based vegan, and doing ADF. And I did the traditional ADF where you eat one day, you don't eat the other day. So it's usually about a 36 to 42 hour window of fasting. And the only break I had was in November when I went to Disney, where I did eat the entire week, but I did intermittent fasting. So, but yeah, so without further ado, I will tell you what I weigh today. So today is 100 days after the day I started this journey, and I weigh 183.4. So that's 50 pounds, 0.4 ounces lost. 50.4, whatever. I honestly was not expecting it to hit the 50. I was like, okay, 45 is great. 50 pounds in 100 days. 50 pounds in 100 days. It honestly, like, sometimes doesn't like compute. I was actually this morning when I was talking to my husband about it, I was like 80, 90, I was counting, I'm like, oh my god, it's like a lot. It is a lot. And I also was starting to do some before and after pictures, and you know, I've always felt pretty, just because I do have a sense of self-love, but now looking at those selfies that I felt, okay, you know, yes, I am fat, but I still feel pretty. And now I'm like, wow, like, I mean, I'm happy that that's the self-esteem that I had back then, but still, like, I could see how that kind of a little bit like fogged the fact that I was so overweight, you know, because I was like, wow. But anyways, so yeah, 50 pounds. I have a lot to lose, so this is just the beginning of my journey. And so I want to tell you a little bit about, you know, the pros and cons about what I experienced in this journey. And yeah, so how I did it, like I said, I did it doing vegan and ADF. So in terms of the vegan diet, like I said, I decided not to do the just whole food plant-based SOS free. Like, could have done it faster if I did that? Yes. but would I have been as fun and like enjoyable and sustainable in real life? No. So I like to add my little sauces, my queso, you know, a piece of bread here and there that's processed, because you couldn't have that in the other one because it's processed. It's not in the raw form. But it's just like, no, like I don't eat it. I don't eat like you know, like tofu every single day that I ate, because that technically is a little bit more processed, but like I do enjoy it, and it's just more real and sustainable. That was like the important part for me. Like, I don't want to just do something to lose weight and gain it back again. It's like, no, it's like insanity. I've been insane for the last, like, gosh, I've been trying to lose weight for the last 7 years, 8 years. Like, enough. You know, I had to like do something different, and I realized that if I'm enjoying this and I want to continue doing this, like, you know, I see myself eating this way forever. I really, really, really do. Like, I love what I eat. You know, I think from what I eat in the days, I convey that my food is delicious. You know, so and I see some people just eating like, you know, plain rice and plain broccoli and plain potatoes. I'm like, oh, this is so sad. You know, it's like, why are you gonna do that to yourself? Like, no. So yeah, so that's the eating part. Like I said, I still when I'm adding things that are processed, I do try to count the calories in my fitness pal, not psychotically, is that a word? You know, not being like a psychopath, but like just to know in general, okay, this was like 700 calories, which I maybe thought that it was like 4. You know, it's like kind of like to gauge where I'm at, but I don't do it like every single time. So it's very it's just to gauge where I'm at, and making sure that my calories are not too high, and especially my fat. So in terms of fat, because I know a lot of whole food plant-based diets are vary in that. Some are like the 80-10-10, some are the, you know, some are keto vegan. So what I do is I try to stay within 20 to 30 fat grams, and in my percentage of the day, it kind of looks like 65% carbs, and then the rest are like literally half protein and half fats. So so it's really like a 60-20-20. And I think that has been really, really good for my body. I like eating sufficient amount of fats to keep me satisfied, but not too much. So, and mainly the fat sources that I eat are usually tofu or the queso, or I don't use oil. That one I really don't use. I just use the spray. But yeah, I mean, you can watch my 14 weeks of what I eat in a day, which I worked really hard in doing those. So yeah, if you're interested in what I actually ate, I filmed everything that I ate, so go take a look at those. And then in terms of the ADF, I think it really healed my relationship with food. It really made me realize when I'm hungry, when I'm not hungry, and also when doing ADF, because I did vegan and healthy eating, a lot of the people that do ADF sometimes eat whatever they want on the eat days, right? And I decided not to do that, and the reason is because I really wanted to change my behavior, my eating habits. And if I ever stopped doing ADF, I wanted to fall back to something that was healthy and sustainable, and eating whatever I wanted was gonna put me back to where I was, and to me that doesn't make sense. So I think that was really important for me, and I think it's going to put me for success once I'm done and I reach my goal weight. You know, you do whatever you want, but that would be my advice, because if not, it's just a diet. It's not a lifestyle change. You know, when you use ADF to lose weight, but then also you change your life, the way that you eat, the days that you do eat, you're making a change, and your brain starts realizing what food is there for, you know, instead of like using it as a reward, you know. So yeah, that's just a little tidbit. Now fasting, it's hard. It's hard. I've said it before. It is a mental thing. It's a mental game, and you can, like I said, you can go through the 14 weeks. I'm very honest on the days that I was struggling. There are a few days. So for the most part, I did 36 hours of fasting, at least. There are handfuls. I mean, I think I can count them with one hand, honestly. The days that I did modified, which is like you eat less than 500 calories in the fasting days. So I barely did that, but I did it only in the days that I really required it. And then one day I did OMAD. But for the most part, I did do the 36 to 42 hour fasting windows. But again, it was all in here. It was all in here, and it was like, what do you want more? Do you want just to have something to eat right now, or do you want to be successful? Do you want to achieve what your goals that you set out to be? You know, you want to in a few months see the results that you want, or you want this instant gratification of eating right now. And it is hard. It is hard. It's hard also when you're at work and everybody's going to lunch and you're not, or when you're sitting watching TV and your husband's eating dinner and you're not. Fucking hard. But it's so worth it. Yeah, that's all I have to say. And it also proves and shows to yourself that you are capable of anything, and that is just and then some people also say that, oh, you're fasting, so you're not eating, so as soon as you start eating you're gonna gain it back. No, and two reasons. Well, one, I've proven that is wrong, because I went to Disney during this 100 days for 8 days that I ate every single day delicious foods, you know, breads and butters and lots of stuff. Sometimes breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I ate a lot, and I only gained 2 pounds in that whole trip. Yes, did I walk a lot and stuff like that? Yeah, but like what it shows is that, you know, for having not eaten every other day and then eaten for 8 days, it wasn't like now you gained it all back. It's not. So wrong. And two, I think the other reason why I won't is because I'm not gonna go back to eating all that shit that I was eating before, you know. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. I don't think that's gonna be the case, and I know there's been so many people that have been successful in this lifestyle. So I think, you know, once I get to my goal, I'll talk about what my plans are for sustainability. But I have a plan too, and that's also number 3. Have a plan to not go back to how it was before. So and I mean, there are some, I just want to, like, I do have notes for this video. I usually just like this one I wanted to have some notes. So there are some really like hard scientific facts about fasting and the benefits of fasting. So it helps decrease belly fat, yeah, check. And it helps decrease inflammation, like literally biomarkers in your body that causes inflammation. It helps decrease those. So it also increases ketones, even when you're not fasting, which promotes like better health. And then it reduces the level of this marker called SICAM1, which is linked to age-associated disease and inflammation. So it really has shown that it helps with aging and helping you live longer. And the last one is lower cholesterol levels, which I'm gonna get to that right now. So when, like I said, in July I did my blood work done, and it was scary. Like the results were horrendous. And I'm gonna actually put right here maybe, I just got blood work done, what, 4 days ago? And because I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I'm like, perfect, let's get the blood work results for this video. I wanted it done for this video. So it's only 4 days ago, and I have the comparison between my blood work done in July and my blood work done 4 days ago. So that shows the changes that happened in my body while I ate vegan and ADF these 100 days. So there's 3 things that I needed to change in my blood results. Some were okay, you know, like I didn't, like I'm not diabetic, my sugar level was fine and stuff like that. But number 1 was my cholesterol. My cholesterol has always been bad, I have to say. Even when I was like super skinny, I think it's hereditary, like genetics, you know. But my cholesterol was, the ratio was good. So what happens is that my bad cholesterol was bad. But again, no matter what I did, no matter how skinny I was or whatever, it was always bad because of genetics. But my good cholesterol was really, really high, like double the amount that it could have been. Like I think it was like a 90. So the ratio was really healthy. So it wasn't as bad. This time was bad. Bad. So, okay. So overall cholesterol was at, should be at less than 200, and it was at 321. That's like more than double. No, not more than double, but 1.5 double. And I got it down to 264. That's 65 points. People talking points in cholesterol, and they say that usually to lower 60 points, you need to do like a really strict diet or healthier diet for like 6 months. Well, I lowered it in 3 months. So I still have a lot to go. Like I said, it's still high overall because it should be less than 200, but I'll take 264. I'll take it. Then the other one is the HDL, which is your good cholesterol. So this one, again, it should be more than 39. In July, it was 39. So like I said, it wasn't bad. Now it's at 45, so it's increasing. Like I said, in the past, I used to have it at 90. So I can work on getting that one even higher, for sure. And I think the more weight I continue to lose, the more that that will continue to go up. And then the LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, which should be less than 100, it was at 226. So that one was double. That was more than double bad. And now it's at 170. So definitely towards the right direction. And overall, this is really, like, this one is like the one that I care about, because like I said, like the numbers will never be okay because of my genetics, but like my ratio, the ratio is the one thing that I really care about. And my ratio should be less than, and you take the LDL and you divide it by the HDL, and it should be less than 3.5. I had it at 5.8. So and now it's at 3.79, so very close to 3.5. So that's awesome. So I just need to lower the bad cholesterol a little bit more, and then raise the good one a little bit, and then I'll be good. So that's amazing. I think my little painting wants to give me a hug. It's like excited for me. And I do have to say, the first time I saw these results, I like started bawling, crying. I talked about it with my exercise fitness group, and I read to them the day that I got the results, and like I started crying. I was so, like, right now I know the numbers, so I'm more like just telling you, but it's a big deal. It's a big freaking deal. Anyways, the next 2 results. So this one has to do with my liver. My liver was not good. My liver was suffered a lot from the side effects of being depressed and having, you know, 1, 2, or too many drinks in the weekends, and you know, you use it as a coping mechanism when you're not happy. And it was very unhealthy, and especially with the history of my dad, it was just, you know, it is what it is. It's just my past. Now I can say that it's my past. And this was the part that got me scared in July, because the results were horrible. Okay, here we go. We are crying. Yeah, they were bad. And that's what I think that more than the cholesterol, this is like what really scared me, because it was like, I can die, you know, like I literally can die fairly soon if I don't make a change. And so So let me tell you the result. Let me compose myself. I think I have my toilet paper right here. Okay. But no, legit. So the two things that they measure when you do liver tests is the ALT and the AST. And my ALT, which should be less than 48, it was at 94, so double what it should be. And I got it down to 16. Like, and to thankfully, luckily, the liver is one of the few organs, or is it the only one, I don't know, that can regenerate. And luckily I'm only 37 and I still have, you know, that capability, because if you ruin it, I mean, it can regenerate up to a point. Like if you screw it up until like a point, you just can't, you know. But with obviously reducing the amount of alcohol that you intake and changing your diet, because also eating badly affects both of those affect the liver equally. Well, one more than the other, but yeah, it can be reversed if you catch it with enough time. And so this is the one. This is the one that is like, holy, you know what? The AST, it was supposed to be 13 to 38. Mine was a 216. It's like 5 times what it should be. And that was like the one where I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna die, you know, like literally. And it's now at 36, which is within the normal range, you know. That's amazing. Oh, I did my makeup and it's all ruined. So, yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really happy because it proves that you can make a change. Luckily, not always, but in some cases, like if you're gonna have that like holy crap kind of moment in your life and you do something about it, you can get back your health, and you can get back your life, and you can get back your happiness. And you know, it's worth it, because we only have one life to live, you know. Like my dad, you know, 5 years from now passed away, and I want to continue to live past 5 years from now, you know. So I thought I wasn't gonna cry. Anyways, okay, let's okay, so there you go. I hope that you are encouraged by watching this. And oh wait, I have something else in my my little notes. Let's change the tune. The weirdest thing I did when I was fasting. This is so funny. Weird. Okay, when I am doing ADF, the days that I'm fasting, there's 2 things I love to do. Well, 3. One is to get busy. I love to get busy and just not even think about like eating and stay away from the kitchen, go to work or something like that, you know, just stay busy. It really, really helps. Then at night, I love to watch the Food Channel. I had no idea why. I did it the first day, and I was like, oh no, this is horrible. And then I was like, I kind of like this. I mean, I love to watch the Food Channel just in general. But it's just so weird when you're fasting, because you can't have anything. You haven't eaten anything, but you just watch the food and you're like, okay, maybe I can do that. Or maybe, oh, what does that taste like? And it's just like you're eating, watching them eat or something like that when they're doing, like when I'm watching Chopped or, you know, Iron Chef or whatever. So I found that hilarious, but not as funny as this. This is the worst one. There's this TikToker called, I think her name is Reina is crazy. Reina is crazy. And it's this tiny little girl who does like food eating challenges, like eating 5 pounds of like pasta in like 20 minutes or something like that. And it's just like mesmerizing, and I just like watch her channel for some reason, and I don't know why. It is the funniest thing, and I don't do it when I'm eating. It's only on the fasting days. So there you go. That's just a little like, that's weird, I admit. But whatever. It makes me, I guess, keeps me entertained, and it keeps me like wondering how that little girl can eat so much. I'm like, damn it, here I am like fasting. It's just funny. Anyways, so lastly, I wanted to talk to you about the apps that I used. So Zero app is like my #1 ADF app to use for fasting. So it tracks how long you fasted during the day, and you would think that you can like calculate it in your head, but when you do it every other day, sometimes you forget. So it tracks, you start when you stop eating, and then you stop when you start eating, and it keeps track of everything, like how many hours you fasted. And I love that it just tells you, you know, your recent fast, your average fast hours. So my average is 38. And then this feature I love, which is the calendar, because it shows you like, you know, since I started in July, I did it for a month, and then here's like my 100 days of fasting, my little break in Disney. But it shows you like how long you actually have done it and how successful you've been at it. So just seeing it this way is also very motivating. And then it has a few other features that you can see, like I said, your recent fast, and you can go back through the month and the weeks and see, you know, in average, which were your best fasts. You know, like I said, that was Disney, and I still fasted technically there, like intermittent fasting, but then over here at the beginning, it was more towards 40 hours average. And then it tells you total fasting. I fasted total 124 hours this month, almost 500 last month, and almost 2,300 the entire year. So it's a pretty cool way to have all the data. You know, if you're a nerd like me, I like numbers. It's just really cool to see it too, and it's just to have it. So definitely recommend it. It's super easy to use as well, and it's free, and it's, you know, perfect for any type of fasting. You can choose which type of fast you want. I choose usually 36 hours. Then the next one I use is called My Weight, and this is the one I track just to see my overall progress, so that I'm not so fixated on a specific number. This tells you, you know, so far I'm 48% to my goal weight. So it's kind of nice to have that little statistics, and all you do is literally just input your weight every day, nothing else. Like, that's what I did every single day. And then this feature is really the one that I really love, and it's just like a trend line of how you're going. You can see my Disney trip and how it just went right back to the trend line, and it just keeps you motivated to stay on track without thinking about each number. So I don't think so much of that number. I just see, okay, I'm still on track, and that's all I have to think about. You know, I still have, like I said, I'm almost halfway there, but it's just very motivating to use this type of app to think about it in the overall picture instead of every single day. Then my scale, Conair Weight Watcher scale, is what I use to weigh myself every day, which I love because it connects to my phone. And so I have every data that I want. It's one of the fancy ones that tracks your weight, but also your body fat. And like I said, you just literally step on it and just hit save. It's so easy. And like I said, here is the start weight, which was 233.8. So it's pretty cool just to see it, you know, all in the graph data format. And like I said, it has the body fat. Look at that. It's really good when you see the graph going down, I have to say. It's very motivating. But yeah, it's just really easy to use, and I love the app format that they have given you for free again. So I think I bought mine at Target or Bed Bath & Beyond, one of those two. But I bought it like 3 years ago, but I'm sure it's still available. Next is MyFitnessPal. Everybody's probably aware of this, but I actually paid for the premium version of it. So I'm just gonna show you what that looks like. But you know, like I said, overall, the main reason why I use it is to see the overall percentages, how I'm hitting it. And like I said, I go from like 60 to 70% carbs in average. And this is the part where I really like. It tells you the most foods that have that specific macro. So the most foods that have protein, the most foods that have fat that you ate. So it kind of gives you an idea, okay, if I need to lower it, which are the foods that maybe I shouldn't eat next week or something like that. So again, I don't do it like so crazily, but it's just a good sanity checkpoint. And then also I have it broken down by breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it does also tell you by lunch how many carbs and fats and proteins that specific lunch has, which the other version doesn't give you. So just little things. And then lastly, I want to point out my trainer's app, Madeline Fitness. You know, I'll just show you real quick. His program was really amazing to do during this 100 days because he really kept me fit, excited, motivated. You're in a group with other people. I love it. So I link his information down below, so check him out because it's amazing. In terms of what's next for me, last week I recorded a video, I think I called it what's next after the 100 days, and there I kind of talk about what I'm planning to do after today, and so go watch that video. And but yeah, so today is a culmination of my 100 days, and I hope that you enjoyed hearing my results and it helps motivate you, or you know, think about, you know, the next coming year and what changes you can make in your life, because in 3 months I made all the changes that I just talked about. I lost 50 pounds, I feel better, I look better, and I am like beyond healthier inside and out. So I just encourage you to just, you know, think about what's important, and there's nothing more important than your health and your life and being here for a long time. So thank you for everybody that followed my journey since the beginning. You know, for everybody that left encouraging comments or gave it a thumbs up during my what I eat in a week's. Some were really long. I'm gonna see if I can modify the ones that I do for next year, just so that maybe more people watch them, because I know some people were like 40 minutes, but then some other people were like, oh, it's only 20 minutes, it's too short. So whatever, I mean, I'll see. I'm gonna see what I do next year in terms of filming, but I definitely love to share my journey, and I hope that it encourages somebody and motivates people, and definitely helped me stay committed, because I know I had to kind of share with you my results. And so I thank you, because you watching these have made me really stay, I mean, I stayed committed for myself, but it also was a little bit like, oh, let me show people this, or let me tell people that, you know. So like, it motivated me for sure. So thank you, and I love you guys, and stay tuned for what's to come, because there's definitely a lot more to come. Okay, aloha.